Hi folks, and welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4. I've got a different type of playthrough for you guys starting today. I'm going to be playing as the British Raj. We are going to be playing with historical AI focuses, so we are going to refight World War II, but it has been requested I play as the Raj. I've never tried this before. I don't know what it's going to be like playing as a puppet of another country either. The obvious goal is for us to gain our independence, but through supporting the Allied war effort and showing our worth rather than through violence and revolution. So it's going to be something a little bit different and going to be a new experience. Let me know what you think. So I have loaded up these guys before to look at the focus tree, and that is it. I haven't played as far as fighting and warfare and everything else. So this is all going to be a challenge. It's going to be fairly new to me. So if you've got any great advice, then do leave it down in the comments below. But my starting strategy is to build up the economy as much as possible, because I think we're going to need that to fuel a military economy later. But let's just have a little look. So we are a colony. We've got to try and get this as far to the right as possible. There are various things we can do. We've got to work on that. I don't think it's going to be easy. I don't think it's a particularly exciting focus tree when you compare it to things from other countries around the world that have had updates in DLC and all the rest. However, it's a pretty solid nation. Kind of limited. I am playing with the expansion. What's the British Empire expansion one that allows you dominions and stuff to do stuff together for victory? I think people say the actual stock game, British Raj, is actually a better focus tree for them than this. This holds them back. They have an agrarian society debuff, which reduces the recruitable population factor by a whopping 70%. That's a lot. But we are talking about a very big country here. There's also a risk of famine. There was historically a famine in, I'm going to say 43? I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I'm embarrassed to say I don't know enough about the Indian history of World War II. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to learn some more. Hopefully we're not going to get that. I'm going to try and work that off. We've also got a marginalised Muslim community. This was true. That led to, after India's independence, it led to the creation of Pakistan. We've got to kind of deal with that. That also reduces the recruitable population factor even further. So we can see there's going to be manpower issues potentially here. It's not going to be the billion man army that you might expect from a country such as this. And there's a princely states thing, which is something that we have to work towards getting rid of if we ever want to gain our independence. So, that being said, let us start with 2 research slots. This is going to be a bit of an effort. We need to get construction going first off. And I don't think that one's as important, but this one kind of is. But we're going to start hitting the research speed as well. So we're going to try and get that going. And it's really construction is going to kind of be key to start with. We have shit all factories. Let's be honest with this. So what I'm going to do, and construction is going to be so slow, we're going to actually try and increase areas of infrastructure where we've got a decent amount of building slots. You've seen me do this before in other playthroughs. If we find somewhere which has pretty decent infrastructure to start with, that has, but I mean it's only got 2 building slots, so at the moment that's not great. This area's got 6 and starts at 60%. That's not bad. If we can have somewhere that also has amazing resources, see, that would be great down here, but I mean it's only got 2 building slots at the moment. So this one, I think this region here, this is West Bengal. It's got 21 steel, so by putting the infrastructure in there we get a bonus 5 steel. 6 building slots, and then we get up to 100%, so our factories are built faster. That's going to be the plan. So we're going to alternate between infrastructure and civilian factories to start with. That's going to be the plan, and let's see how it goes. So, military factories, we have a whopping 2. That's going to be a challenge. So we're going to go with as much infantry equipment as we can. That's going to be the standard. It's just got to be. We have 1 dockyard. 1 whopping dockyard, yay. Convoys, we'll go with convoys because guess what, folks? We don't have any other designs. Now, we might be able to get something under license from the UK. I'll have to consider whether that's a more viable option than trying to research our way into a navy, because that's going to be tough. National focus. We have various options here. There's the Great Indian Railway Peninsula, or Peninsula Railway. This is industry stuff and infrastructure. Is it infrastructure? I don't think it is infrastructure. It gives us a railway, though. So that's kind of useful. We don't have to build it ourselves. There's also military stuff, which will give us research bonuses. Mate, there's nothing super exciting in this. It's a solid tree, but it's like basic compared to all the Okay, I'm just going to say it's basic compared to all the overpowered stuff that's come in more recent expansions for other and smaller nations. Let's say that. I think that's probably fair to say. We do need to trigger provincial elections, but we need to wait till there's 10% world tension before we can do that. That'll head us down the independence movement, which will be great. And we need to modernize the army, but we can't do that until we've gone down there. To start with, we've got to get some industry going. We want steel and oil. Oh, some civilian factories. Okay, and a research slot. So this is going to be our first goal. Let's start on that. And also, I'll just say at this moment, I don't normally edit these videos, so you can see every click and decision I make. And you're still going to see that, but you might see some edits because a lot of this, there's going to be very little to do at the start of the game. So you might see me just cut out the moments where nothing is happening and we're just waiting for the next tech to research or the next factory to be built. But you'll see those actions and every decision I take for sure. All right, so let's have a look at the army. It is this many infantry divisions. We'll put it in. Do we have... We have British officers, reasonable officers as well. I don't think we have a field marshal, do we? We don't have a field marshal. We can get some field marshals later. We will just have a look at our divisions. It's got district garrisons and infantry divisions. 9 and 9. I have no idea why it starts with 2 identical templates. We will change that and we will make those the garrison divisions at some point, the cheaper ones. We'll just reduce the infantry requirement. So what we're going to do is just set all of these at the moment to be infantry divisions, and we know where we are. And tell you what, I will also, because I think this would be wise to make fewer mistakes later, we will change that to that. That'll do, just so that we can see what it is and if we want to do anything with it. So we've got 2 different symbols, and we can see instantly if we've made a mistake. Well, we may as well just get those guys training to level up some experience. With no divisions in basic training, we will put some infantry divisions in. And that's going to take forever. I mean, that's going to take forever to fill up. Set it on 5 speed. There's not even any decent political decisions to take at the start of the game, so there really isn't anything super exciting. And we'll let this go. So why am I playing as the British Raj? Well, as I say, it's been requested. It has been requested, and I thought it's just going to be something different, a little bit more interesting. It does have a decent amount of manpower, despite those penalties that we've got, and we can work those penalties down. Some of the other British Empire nations, like Australia and New Zealand especially, has such a small manpower and industry pool. I would love to play them to see what we could do, but I think it would just be, we'd be sitting on ×5 speeds, just waiting for things to happen. We could get involved a little bit, but I don't know if it'd be an interesting thing to watch. But let me know if you disagree and you'd like to see me do it. Sultanate of Assa submits to Italian demands. So we're playing on historical. Italy's going after Ethiopia. We will get involved. So what I was thinking of is getting involved where we can. Perhaps not leading invasions of Europe later on, but who knows where we might be led. But we can certainly help out in North Africa, and we can help out against the Japanese. So to that end, we'll need to secure the sea lanes for our own supply and our own troops, so we will need a navy of sorts, and we can just get some good military experience helping in these areas. That's my plan anyway, and we'll see how the economy goes. So we've started by building a level 1 railway. It's a start. Now railways will come in useful. It's just, I mean, military factories are good. As soon as you get down here though, you get military factories, but at the cost of negative autonomy, which means it's going to be harder to break away from Great Britain. So we'll leave that for as long as we can, and all this stuff adds cool things, but ties us to Britain even more. What about down the other one? The other one, not so much. So the other tree we can down. However, this is a blocking position here. We can't do this until we're already classed as a colony. So nothing overly exciting to go down there just at the moment. This one's a useful tree to work our way down, but let's get some industry going and get some civilian factory, and we can see that infrastructure building up. 13 factories, actually. That's not bad. That's not bad. Turkey remilitarizes the Turkish Straits. Good for Turkey. Electronic mechanical engineering. Nice. So we've got the first of our research bonuses. This does just let me produce more stuff from the factories, but I am tempted to jump ahead a little bit. Bomb sites. No, what we want is this, yeah, research speed. It does give research speed. I've just had to double check there because I haven't actually taken any attention of that since the trees were upgraded and rejigged a little bit recently. So, you know, sometimes it's worth rereading over things you haven't looked at in years because they might have changed. Brilliant. We have the first load of infrastructure complete. See, we're now getting 100% bonus to our construction speed. And so we can shove that full of civilian factories and hopefully it'll get going. So once that is done, and we might get to use some of them, we'll go infrastructure somewhere else. So we're looking for another 6-slot cell, really. Do we have anything? There's 4s. 6 is the best because we can get more stuff built faster. There's one up here. This that might be the one. It's nothing. These are 4s. Oh, but look at the resources. That would be amazing. Nope. What about Delhi? What about around Delhi? Okay, it is. It's this one. It's got to be this. It helps regardless, so we'll go ahead with that. The troops are coming on slowly. The materials are coming along slowly. Second London Naval Treaty signed. Yeah, more money for the army there. No, we don't need to worry about that. Does anyone ever worry about the naval treaties in the game? Do they ever? Do they ever think, oh, we need to leave that. Let's go and spend some political power to get out of it. As the major powers, of course. It doesn't really apply to us. So, industrial expansion. Brilliant. That throws us a civvy factory. This is our navy tree where we can get some extra dockyards. We could go down that early. It wouldn't be a bad idea just to pump out convoys and then maybe try and create something under license. I will look into that, see if that's going to be viable. This will give us a bonus to oil. This one will give us a 24 of steel in Bombay as well. Ooh, okay, we'll take that one. We'll take the steel because there's a chance that other nations will trade with us and we'll get civilian factories that way. Speaking of trade, let me have a look at the international arms market. Now, we can just buy something, but have we got anything to sell? We should have. We should start with some terrible out-of-date. These are going to be out of date, and we're not making anything more, and we have no means of really doing anything with it. So we're going to sell those straight away. That is changed. Excellent. Let's just throw them on maximum. We could actually... Let's chuck on some convoys as well for the time being. 25. Okay, we'll chuck on 25. That's fine. We'll try and get some cash in for this. Convoys actually might sell for a higher price. We'll try that. Anyway, stick them on, see what goes, and it'll just give us some bonus to our fledgling industry as we try to level it up. Right, let's take a look at modifying the government. This is something we're going to have political power, but not a whole load of exciting things to do. We can add... Okay, we can actually start off with this. Interesting. We can't change our economies. We can get to early mobilization. We can't go beyond that or volunteer because we are not fully independent. That's going to be a problem. Is it? Well, it's not going to be an option for us. Political advisors also are kind of meh in this. I see nothing apart from, oh, I might go for this then. Infrastructure and civilian factory construction speed. That's what we're going to do for the first 2 years. Let's put this guy in. It is about trying to get these things built a bit faster and trying to get the economy leveled up. Remember, we're going to need the civilian factories, not just for our own production, but for trading for resources. Aluminium, let me show you this, actually. Aluminium, in particular, is kind of lacking. There's 2 produced here. I don't know if we will get opportunities to develop those through focuses or anything later on. I don't think we do. But if we want any sort of air force, or even military supplies, what do they call them, support company stuff, we're going to need aluminium from somewhere. So I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to ignore these for the time being and jump straight ahead and get construction 2 on the go. It's going to be straight about just building factories and infrastructure as fast as possible. There we go. There's our ton of steel coming along. We may as well take the oil as well. That's not a bad idea. And all these focuses, they're all 70-day focuses. So I wouldn't be surprised if Paradox actually released a DLC focusing on India and maybe some of the other nations around here as well that... Oh, Ethiopia capitulated. That perhaps feel a bit forgotten about and unloved. I mean, we compare it to all the focuses that the Scandinavian countries got, that Germany recently got, that Hungary, Austria, and Belgium recently got. They've got all these exciting focuses with loads of power and 35-day focuses and huge economy-building ones, for the most part. It seems exciting and fun, and this seems a little bit left behind. Do you not think? Okay, we've got the Assam oil completed. Excellent. We can go and get a research slot. I think that would be probably wise. The further ones down, they only really relate to nuclear stuff. Well, this one does. I mean, can you see me going nuclear with the economy that I've got, the research slots that I've got? No, is the answer to that. So from that point on, we might grab some railways, but I mean, we need to get to this bit ready anyway. It's kind of limiting after that. There's always dockyards. Anyway, research slot. Yes, please. We will definitely take a research slot. We've also got... Let's run this up to 150 political power, because I'm going to take a look at the options. So, there we go. We won't be able to get to this yet. We need 15% war support. Okay, that we will go for that if we can. No options at the moment. I don't think there's any political geniuses in here. There's Gandhi, but I don't think he's much use at the moment. Backroom backstabbers. Popular figure. Stability, actually. That's not bad. That might be an option later. And the 15% political power gain could be an option. I would... Oh, hang on, actually. No, I tell a lie. There's an industrial concern and an electronics concern. If we go industry for research speed on that, yeah, let's take that one. Actually, let's take that one. So we're going to be researching things faster in the industry tree. That one is a very viable thing to grab early on. So, cool. We'll go with that, and we'll see how much it helps us. Let's take a look at the international market. We are selling, so that's pretty cool. Selling convoys and planes to people all around the world there. Nice. We'll take that. Give us a little bit of bonus to our industry, which currently is trying to produce one more civilian factory. So this is going to be the goal. We just build these up and see how we go. Indian Institute of Science. Nice. So getting the third research slot, which most countries start out with, is going to be great at this point. And already, I feel like we're sort of hit a point where that's the exciting stuff done. For the time being. Anyway, there is some cool stuff down here. I guess we will head for it, but there's... The best we can get is one military factory. I think we might go for that. I do need to unlock military things, but it's cost reduction. It's political power. That's actually not bad. And then we get some Indian generals. And then we hit that, and then we're kind of stuck again for the time being. Do you know what? Let's go and get the rest of the industry kicked off. We're going to get the railway done from Burma to Mandalay. What does it look like at the moment? Our railway system. Is that it? Oh, okay. I thought there was a bit more. Okay, so these will help to some extent. We've got the mechanical computing going. It's in December 1936. And I mean, we don't even start with artillery. We don't even start with trucks. There is so much that we don't start with. It's so bad. We may as well get this going. So we do want to get concentrated industry. And nice, we've got the third research slot now. So we can actually start to have a play. I am tempted to go excavation on that. Yeah, let's do it. It's industry stuff. It's resources. We do not want to have to be buying resources in if we can avoid it. So let's power on and see what happens next. Ord Wingate recalled. The United Kingdom has decided to recall Ord Wingate. They claim that he's been tasked with setting up a new force to help Haile Selassie in the war in Ethiopia. The indications are that the stay will be limited in time. Is that what it says? Yeah, the stay will be limited in time, and that Ord Wingate will be allowed to return when the operation is completed. Well, let's hope it's a quick thing. He wasn't one of our generals, was he? He wasn't. So I have absolutely no clue how that was affecting us whatsoever. In fact, was it even affecting us? Yeah, I am slightly dubious and doubtful. All right, let's slap in. Oh, are we doing 2 out of 7? Why does it not let us build in there? I must just take that off. Oh, I've got the wrong thing selected, that's why. Yeah. I will actually want civilian factories. I often get those two things mixed up for some reason. They haven't got the infrastructure done. That's fine. They're only working on 2 factories. The infrastructure will catch up. And where was that Where was that extra? Down here then. This is Bombay, right? This is where we've got the 40 steel. There's only 4 slots, but I think after that everywhere's a 4 slot. So I dare say that's where the next infrastructure are going to be. And we will get a nice load of extra steel from that. So we've got to look at what we can build with what we've got. Now, steel is something we can use for the Navy. Yeah, that's about the best use we've got for it, really. Right, East India Railways. Yeah, not exciting stuff. But we will take a military factory because it's free. And it will take the other railway. And then we start working on the army because there's really nothing much more we can do at that point. We have 11 divisions in here, which is cool. Oh, we've got points again. I mean, I don't remember seeing Ord Wingate in here as an advisor, was he? Maybe I just skimmed past. Other than the silent workhorse, there's nothing I really want to go for in there. That's a military theorist. We have not enough war support. I'm going to put in the chief of the army. We're going to go for Moham Singh, army offense. I always like offense. Army morale, army drill, army defense, army reformer, army offense. I mean, who doesn't like being aggressive, right? Construction 2 is in the bag. Nice. Okay. So that's just going to help us build things a bit faster. Let's go straight into excavation 2 and get the maximum amount of resources that we can out of the game. And all right, it's kicking off in an interesting way. Oh, speaking of kicking off, so is the Spanish Civil War. Nothing really that we are going to do with that. Britain won't allow us to get involved. We've got nothing to send if we wanted to. So that's the end of that. Basic machine tools. Now we can start going on to this, and this is 20% max factories in a state, which is the reason... Oh, it's the same, actually. Factory output, 15%. It gets better. We're not going to get bombed. It's very unlikely we're going to get bombed. We'll go concentrated industry on this one. Factory output is actually going to be quite cool for us. And now we can start to see some army experience building up there, which is awesome. Now, believe it or not, we do actually have, and this surprised me to learn, areas classing as occupied territories, which I didn't expect. So this does require garrison and manpower and equipment. So we actually have a use. Can I create a new... I can create a new one, but I think it's 25. Is it 25? To put cavalry? No, it's not. Okay, excellent. So we're going to set this as the police. Do our usual thing, put that in as well. We'll call it police. And this is going to be the cheapest way of managing our empire, if you like. So police force, which we will not build any of, obviously. And we'll see if that manpower goes up when we change this. It shouldn't make a big difference. They are better value. And let's see, 382. Yeah, we got 6,000 manpower, so that's not bad. Free military factory is nice, and then that stops anyway because... Right, so we can't do anything with that. And we can pick up some free railways, which I think... Do I care enough about it? No, let's start preparing the army. Lessons of the Great War. 70 days for a 50% cost reduction for land doctrine. I mean, it's still nice. Don't get me wrong. But we've been spoilt, I think, with the other trees from other countries. So the Chinese United Front have just formed. I'm guessing Japan and China are about to have a little bit of a ding-dong. We'll see what happens. Oh, I got another military factory. Right, we can't actually build much of any use in this at all. A bit of support equipment would be good. More infantry equipment is... It's going to have to be infantry equipment. Let's... Oh. I don't think I've actually got... No, I haven't. Right, okay. Let's put that in. That should have been in from the start. Let's trash that one. Let's put that guy in there. So, yeah, I need to get trucks and trains. There's going to be a lot to do to build this nation's army up. There really, really is. I guess, okay, from what little bit of factory output we have, Let's go grab that. It's not like we could build anything else if we researched it now anyway, so it's not hugely useful. But I will take as much experience as I can get for modifying templates and things like that. And speaking of which, I'm going to take the silent workhorse. I think long term, as long as I keep him for a long... I was going to look at the support, it's not enough. As long as I keep him for a long time, this is going to pay off. But it does take a long time to pay off. So it's not like an instant fix or an instant win choice there. Amelia Earhart has circumnavigated the globe successfully. Well done. Quite an achievement. See, we're on historical, but nothing quite works out exactly as it did historically. Lessons of the Great War complete. Now this allows us to go for British pilot training for air experience. I'd love it if we could actually build an aircraft. We can get a bonus research for infantry weapons, or research for engineers technology. I mean, we do want to get this. We need to go down everything. That for a free political power bonus. I don't need to run in with it yet, so let's get this and the army motorization, because at least then we can get trucks. Basic trucks. By which point, I might have a military factory to build them with. Right then, it looks like things are kicking off in Japan and everyone's joining the Chinese clique or whatever it's called. Have we got anything good? The Gangxi clique joins the Chinese United Front. We might see some interesting action over there depending on how things go with Communist China and the Allies and everything else. We might just see something. Okay, so the anarchists have gone. Yeah, Spain's going to work out like it always does historically, I think. I think I've only, on historical, once seen the Republicans win that. It's pretty rare. We'll go straight into concentrated industry. And we will start to squeeze out a few more guns and get some more divisions out. Nice. So we've got resources, we've got factories coming up. I mean, I could send a... That's a long way ahead. That'd be slightly... bananas, I think. Radio is always good, right? No factories to build anything there. Then we literally have nothing we could do as a navy anyway. Although I would like to get some basic destroyers built. That would take 121 days. And then I don't need to rush for the research for the next one. We could get some basic artillery, which would be awesome. I'm not even going to think about tanks because I can't see that happening. We're going to get a research bonus for trucks, so we will leave it on that. And then I might just set off the good old Stokes mortar. Because if we get a research bonus, we could pick it for one of the other more expensive things. Seems fair enough. Let's do that. One good thing about having such crap economy at the start of the game is that you don't have to make any drastic decisions about what you're researching because you can't build it anyway. So I'm actually quite appreciative of that. Improved machine tools. So everything here is looking good. I mean, oil, it would be some effort to build up an oil industry. It's a possibility. We'll consider it as a potential option. And I'm going to take the 18-pounder now because I would like to get artillery in my divisions. And we'll do what we can with that. Right, nice. So we've got... I'm going to build up a second army. We will get some Indian generals to put in there. Let's put Frank Messavy in there. One of these guys needs to be made a field marshal, actually. I suspect it's him. Having said that, no, I will leave it. I will save the command power because I think we might get someone else. We're about to get some more points to spend. We've got the war... Oh, we've got war support. We can go early mobilization. Nice. We'll do that. We'll save up, get 150, and we'll go for that one. The Vickers Berthier gun. Then we get army motorization, so we can start researching trucks a bit better. Right, we have the points. Let's modify the government. Let's change to early mobilization. So what are we really seeing? We're seeing the construction speed. Yeah, civilian and military factory construction speed improve. That was the A very important thing to get there. So we should be able to see the construction of this increase. I wouldn't say drastically, but that might be a little bit of an exaggeration. But, I mean, it's just nice to have. France and Britain announced an alliance. And we still have nothing extra that we can do in this whatsoever. Radio propaganda. Surely one must research the radio first. That would be an epic bit of propaganda, wouldn't it? If we managed to release radio news bulletins, propaganda of publishing without the use of a radio. That would be quite the coup. Army motorization. This one just gives us... Oh, it's a land warfare breakthrough. I don't think we need even care about that. Oh, wait, we can do the provincial elections now. We need to get this doing, and this is going to add us some autonomy. So this is great. We need to get down that line. Okay, now we're getting on to slightly more interesting things with India. We've got some extra manpower there. Let's stick that into the new army, which I was supposed to set off training. We'll keep the army small, because I'm going to use them in India. And so we're going to need... Sorry, in India, in Africa. So supplies will obviously be a bit of an issue. It looks like we're starting to churn these guys out now, so let's add some more divisions onto the back of that. And we've got the 18-pounder. So as soon as I get another factory, we can actually start building artillery, which is going to be awesome. It's going to be out of date already, but I mean, it's better than not having any whatsoever. So we're in January of 38. I see nothing exciting there. We're going to pick up the next research bonus and just let that tick away for as long as we can. And the Vickers mortar is... Sorry, the Vickers MG and Stokes mortar is done. And then we get a bonus for this, but we've got to get the trucks going as well. So, do you know what? I'm saying we need to we're going to build trucks and trains to supply ourselves. We need to research trains. We can't even do that. I don't think I've played a nation that didn't have the train researched at the start of the game before. That's gonna be some effort. Right, so let's get infantry equipment gathered up a little bit. Which is a one production efficiency gain. We'll take that. Is that one? Production outpost. Yeah, we'll take that one as well. Thank you. Okay, we will go with... no, that has a penalty, but we'll take it. Do you know what? Let's just click on soft attack and breakthrough, and then we take that one. I think we want... I'll go for the cheaper breakthrough, so the guns keep coming. It'll be a long time before we need to worry about that anyway. And if we look at modifying the officer corps, which we can do, is there anything cool in here? Theatre training. Let's have a look. 50% chance new officers are created brilliant strategist or inflexible strategist, and trained traits XP gain is increased. I'm going to go with that because we're going to be fighting in some... I think wherever we're fighting, be it desert, mountains, jungle, it's going to be some rough terrain. So I think that might be interesting to take. If nothing else, it's a little different. So we can actually get the second one as well. Accomplished heritage, quick improvisation for planning speed, engineering. I don't know if we'll ever get railway guns. Tip of the spear, special forces cap, proper heritage for cavalry, professional officer corps, division experience gain. Yeah, let's take that one. Let's take that one. That'll be nice. We have the points to spend at the moment. Concentrated Industry 3, 1938. I'm going to get the radio. We are a little bit behind with that. But that's fine. How's this going? Oh, we have spare factories. More joining the Chinese United Front. We are at a point now, I think, more factories. We should have somewhere... Yep. Nope. We don't. Oh, it's still working this one over. Do we have somewhere at 100%? Actually, we can top these guys up. They're at 100%. They have space for more factories. That's fine. We'll get that ticked in, and then we will invest a little bit further. And I'm tempted to do that for the aluminium, but for like 1 unit of aluminium that we might get. We don't even get that. Okay, let's cancel that. Aluminium we're going to have to import, so... we'll not worry about that too much. And I better be careful I don't actually build in the French sector down there by mistake. Alright, provincial elections has just finished. Let's take a look. This is where things... Well, this is where we can massively influence how our country goes. If we go this side, I think I mean, this is more breaking away, but I think this heads us towards communism. That one doesn't. Okay. Right. We don't need to go down this. I think this is the aggressive one. Seek help from Germany. Seek help from the Soviet Union. Yeah, we don't want that. We're going for the Indian National Congress, which does help us break away as well. We'll see. I've not done this before. I don't know where it's going to go. It's going to be a wild ride. Well, wild might be just exaggerating things a little bit at the moment. But when it gets going, it's going to be a wild ride. Do we have anyone new just being added in there? Just this guy for stability. I mean, stability is not a bad thing, right? Factory output, political power gain, and all the rest. I am sorely tempted to do that. We could go for a military theorist, and we could get doctrine costs down even further. Try and level that up. We could actually go for a chief of the navy. Actually, we could go for both of these. Naval maneuver. Louis Mountbatten, we'll put him in there. And chief of the Air Force. Subruto Mukherjee. Ground support. It's air superiority. Yeah, we'll take that. So, cool. That actually starts getting us experience that we can spend on things. So, if we're going to have a small army, well, small navy and air force to start with, we can at least get the doctrines going and get it going, so that'll be a bit better. So, the Republicans are defeated. Ooh, surprise. I've never seen that before. How did that happen? Saying we can change this. Is it really? It is 50 points. Okay. Logistical focus. That is very tempted. Navy fuel and supply consumption, air fuel consumption. That's all pretty good. I like that, actually. Flexible organization. Division speed. That's always a good one. 10% logistics versus 5% speed and Orglos. Ooh, okay. That's quite a tough one to choose from. I'm going to go speed. We're going to be slow anyway, but I'm going to go speed. We might just be slightly faster than the enemy. That will be enough.